Woo! What's going on, guys? Arms Form coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about, the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, the head coach of our beloved Detroit Lions. And, I like to go on social media, try to get some ideas to talk about our beloved Lions. And I saw a little, like a little meme or whatever it was, or somebody drew up possible head coach of the year candidates. I'm going to talk about 10 of these guys, and our boy's in it. Our boy is in it. It was from FanDuel. It was on Sportsbook. It was 10 coaches who they think who are have the betting. You can bet this obviously on FanDuel, and it's interesting. It's really interesting. It's something to talk about. Now, I'm going to go 1 through 10 here, and then I'm going to talk a little blurb about each coach and our guys in it. But number 1, it was Nick Sirianni from the Philadelphia Eagles, minus 380, the favorite to win, 12-1 record, and at the first in the NFC East, explosive offense, MVP. It looks like it's probably going to be Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes is probably in there too as well. A couple other quarterbacks might even. It usually goes to a quarterback. It's very rare you see it go to anybody else. I think Tyreek Hill should get some recognition too, or Justin Jefferson, those type of guys. But it usually goes to a quarterback. But whatever. And then they got a really good defense as well too. Nick Sirianni coming from the Indianapolis Colts, I believe it was. And he's a fired up guy. Fits that city well. Probably the favorite to win that Coach of the Year for 2022. And then number 2, it's Dan Campbell, MCDC, our guy in the flesh, plus 1,200. Second, they're number 2 to favorite to win that, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. 6-7 record. We're second in the NFC North. Now, an explosive offense, kind of resurrected Jared Goff's career. Winners of 5 of the last 6. It is a team that literally started the year at 1-6. People were ready to throw Dan Campbell into the river and start anew. We see these coaches getting fired a lot lately. In year 2, it didn't seem like that Dan Campbell was going to go anywhere. Sheila came out and said, "Hey, listen, man, we got to rebuild. We're not doing this." Brad Holmes echoing the same kind of stuff. Even I made a video saying if he doesn't change his ways, he's going to end up getting himself fired. Never screaming from the rooftops that I needed him replaced. I just said he just needs to get better. And he's been getting better. He's been getting better at coaching. The team has been getting better overall. Everything. It's just, starting at 1-6, like I said before, this is a reactionary sport. It's a small window. It's 16 to 17 weeks. However games play, we play 17 weeks now. It's 17 weeks that goes like that. It's not like a baseball season. It's not it's not hockey. It's not basketball. You have a little bit of time to figure it out. In football, you got to figure this stuff out. And this guy was ready to, he even said it. He even came out early in the year and said, "Hey, man, I thought I was getting fired. I was about to get my butt fired, man." And then they have turned it around. Defense has turned it around. The culture change, everything. So Dan Campbell, our guy, number 2 on that list, at a plus 1,200. Go make your bets. Let's go see if Dan Campbell can win that. I think he has a shot. I don't think he will. I think it's going to go to Nick Sirianni. It's a 12-1 right there. And then number 3, Robert Saleh. Hey, man, we're going to go play those Jets too. He's the New York Jets head coach. Came over from those San Francisco 49ers. Plus 1,200 as well, 7-6 record, 4th in the AFC East. Killer defense, defensive coach. Like I said, came from those Niners, turning those Jets around. A culture change over there as well. They have lost the last 3 out of 4 though. Struggled a bit, their quarterback situation with the Zach Wilson with that high draft pick, benched. Now they've gone to Mike White. Joe Flacco is in the mix over there too, but it's kind of a gong show at that quarterback position. Offense has gotten a little bit better though, but their defense is really, really good, and that's a guy that's going to get some votes. Robert Saleh, and we were facing him this week, and we will be talking about that a little later on. Then number 4, it's Kevin O'Connell, the Minnesota Vikings head coach, plus 600, 10-3 record, first in the NFC North as well. Brand new coach over there. on a great offense, not a great offense, but a pretty sound offense. I've always compared Kirk Cousins to Jared Goff. I think they're very, very similar. And kind of in that Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff kind of role. If you go look at those, if you go look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, they're very similar to Goff. A winning record, obviously, you're first in the NFC North. Are they getting some luck, though, in these wins? You kind of see it. The ball has bounced a little bit in the favor of the Minnesota Vikings. It's a game of inches, and that it has gone the Minnesota way. But he is up there. He's a top 4 guy. I don't think he will win it, though. But Kevin O'Connell, another NFC North guy. So it's kind of cool to see 2 NFC North guys in there. And then Mike McDaniel, the kind of the quirky dude a dude that came from San Francisco 49ers as well. Plus 1,600. He's a Miami Dolphins head coach, 8-5 record, second in the NFC East. He's a brand new coach, like I said. Has he kind of turned Tua's career around? Tua was another guy that they were going to throw in the river too as well. He has played much better under McDaniel, and he's going to guy that's probably going to get a couple votes. I actually like that guy a lot. He's quirky, he's weird, he's nerdy. But he's a really smart football coach. He's going to get some votes. And then number 6, Mike McCarthy, a guy that, came out of retirement last year. Dallas didn't look that great. He's the Dallas Cowboys head coach. They're plus 2,500, 10-3 record, second in the NFC East. A really killer defense, great record. America's team, whatever you want to call them, America's team. He just kind of turned around that football team. There was all kinds of word out, that he was on the cusp of getting fired himself. With Sean Payton coming back to be the head coach there. I think he was. He might have been a coordinator there years ago or something like that. I forget Sean Payton did. I know he was the head coach of the Saints, but I don't remember as a coordinator. Kind of slipping my mind. I thought he was a Cowboys coordinator. Maybe it was the Giants. I don't really remember, but there was rumors Sean Payton was going to be taking over from Mike McCarthy. Now McCarthy has got that team kind of rolling. Got a little bit of a scare last week, almost losing to the Texans, but they are 10-3. And then 7, Brian Daboll, a guy a lot of Lions fans kind of wanted to be hired as our head coach last year. He's plus 2,500 to win. He's a New York Giants head coach. I like him, 7-5. 4th in the NFC East, though. Started off really hot. Looked like a really good team. They were kind of getting some balls bouncing their way as well, too. Winning some close games, playing good defense. Hell of a running game. Barkley kind of re-emerging. Looking good. Contract year for Barkley. They were doing some things. Daniel Jones, kind of one of those quarterbacks that gives up the ball a ton. Fumbles a lot. Throws picks. He's a hell of an athlete, though, but he's played better under Daboll. Daboll came from Buffalo, kind of took Josh Allen under his wing, and did some big things over there in Buffalo. And he's been good with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is no Josh Allen, but he's played better under Daboll's watch. But they have struggled a little bit lately, too, losing some games. Ever since the Lions beat them, I think they've lost 2 or 3 in a row. So they're kind of struggling right now. They're 7-5. But he is a guy that's kind of in the running. I don't think he'll get it, though. And then number 8, Doug Peterson for the Jacksonville Jaguars, plus 4,000. 5-8, second in the AFC South. Just kind of a name, I think. I think they played much better under Peterson, though, the Jaguars. Lawrence is developing. Peterson is a former quarterback, played for in a day back. He did play for the Eagles. I know he coached the Eagles, but I'm pretty sure he played for them as well too. Just having a little bit of a brain fart here, and then just showing signs of a future good team. It's looking like the Jaguars could be a team, to be reckoned with a little bit in the future. But so he's in there. He's at number 8, and then number 9, Pete Carroll, who's a little bit of a sleeper, I think here, plus 4,000. The old man, Seattle Seahawks, 7-6, second in the NFC West. He's kind of turned around Geno Smith's career. When Russell Wilson got traded to the Denver Broncos, it was like, okay, these guys are done. They're going to win a few games. They're going to rebuild. Who knows what's going to be going on with Pete Carroll? Now he's kind of he's Coach of the Year candidate. I don't think he'll win it, but he's a little bit of a sleeper. He's a little bit of a sleeper, but I still think it's Sirianni's, but this guy, it's plus 4,000. Throw a little bit of money on there. You just never know. The Seahawks were just supposed to be bad, man. They're supposed to be really bad, and they seem like a pretty good football team again. And Pete Carroll has a lot to do with that. So respect to Pete Carroll, even though he's a little bit annoying. And then number 10, Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers head coach, plus 4,000, 9-4, first in the NFC West. They're literally down to their third quarterback and still winning football games. Started off with Trey Lance. He gets hurt. He's on with Jimmy G, breaks his foot. Now they're down to Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. And he's winning 1 or 2 games in a row. He's doing his thing. Great defense, though. And then always in the race, man. They always seem to be in a race. And Shanahan's, he's a pretty damn good head coach. But all 10 guys, I think, are well-deserving. And it's fun to talk about. Just kind of wanted to do kind of a filler video for the week. But it's nice to go back to Dan Campbell. It's really nice. Obviously, this is a Lions page, right? So it's obviously nice to go to Dan Campbell. And people are taking notice, man. He gets a lot of flack. A lot of it's deserved. Some of his clock management stuff, some of his in-game decisions have been like, wow, a little mind-boggling, saying, what the heck's this guy doing? But now, they've won the last 5 out of 6, and this is what happens when you win football games, man. You start getting accolades, man. People start noticing you. All it is Detroit Lions stuff on the radio, obviously, but all it is Detroit Lions stuff on the TV as well. When you're losing football games, they don't talk about you. You go put on ESPN, you go put on NFL Network, you go put on any kind of football site or any kind of sports site or a channel. They're talking about the Lions. And they're talking about Dan Campbell. He's making appearances on the McAfee show again. He's doing this show. He's doing that show. It's refreshing. It's fun to see. I know people, like I said, football's very reactionary, man. And when you start losing, people want you gone. People want you gone. Tried to tell people to be a little bit patient, even though I did make a video. When they were doing that 1-6 stint of theirs, I was like, this guy's going to get him so fired if he doesn't smarten up. I hope he doesn't, but he's going to. If he doesn't smarten up, you got to smarten up. And it seems like he has. The team has turned around offensively, defensively, special teams unit, still getting the job done. It's just fun to see. And I think Dan Campbell, he's number 2, according to Sportsbook, FanDuel. So we'll see what happens. I think it's Nick Sirianni's from the Eagles. But it's really fun to talk about Dan Campbell being in this race. We'll see at the end of the year if the Lions can win out. Wow, you know what I mean? It might be even closer, but I think Sirianni's got this in the bag with that 12-1 record so far. But there is still 4 games to go, so you just never know, right? But that's it, guys. Quick video. I want to thanks a lot everybody for paying attention. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the right there and give it a click. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos. Don't forget to like, share, comment. What do you guys think about, man? What do you guys think about MCDC, Dan Campbell in the house, possible as the head coach of the year or coach of the year, whatever they're calling this? I think it's exciting. I think it's fun to watch, and I think it's going to be interesting going down the road. Thanks, guys. One Pride. Go Lions. Boom.